Okay, this is just some random news articles and news clips that I have came across and saved for the last week. These are actually stemming from September the 16th until current September the 22nd. I'm sure there's more out there, but these are the ones that I had saved on my computer, so I thought I would put them all into one video so you can all see them. Sounds very interesting. So, alright, here you go.
Brian Laundrie's house you see right here behind me in Northport, and so far he hasn't come out to speak with anyone, simply issuing statements through his attorney. But meanwhile, I've spoken with people living right here in this neighborhood who tell me they're becoming more and more anxious for answers. Jason Sternquist and his family put together signs on their golf cart. They've been driving back and forth in front of Laundrie's house.
If it was my daughter that was missing, I can't think of anybody that would stop me from going in that house, grabbing that kid, and finding out information. It's inevitable. He has to come out. He has to say what happened. He has to tell people what happened.
We're told neighbors had plans for a bigger protest to get Laundrie to speak, but were shut down by law enforcement. While Northport police say they want to hear from Laundrie as well, they say they must respect his right to remain silent.
Sad. It's unfortunate. I feel sorry for his parents, her most importantly.
Sheila Hodgson is like many of her neighbors who prayed the outcome was different.
She's a sister, she's a daughter, a granddaughter, someone's child. It's sad. There will never be justice. You don't forgive, you don't forget, you just don't.
Go ahead and tell me, when did you guys start to notice something? This is your house right across from the search area right now.
So really last night it started about 6, maybe 7 o'clock. We had a helicopter that was just flying around all these trees. I mean, there was no cars here or anything, so I don't know. We figured they were looking either for a lost person in the park or whatnot, but it was between 6 and 7 last night. And this morning we woke up at 7:30. My wife let me know there was a bunch of cop cars out here, so we came out, we saw them, the FBI, a bunch of dogs, so it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what they were looking for.
Knowing that this possible national case where everybody is looking for Brian and Gabby, can you guys believe it's right here happening in your own backyards?
No, this is surprising. I mean, we knew that the individual lived close to here. I was talking to Jason this morning, and then come to find out there is a reserve right out here. He is an outdoor enthusiast, so it's no coincidence he could be out here.
For each of you, what is your hope? I mean, I know you guys don't know Brian, you don't know Gabby, but at this point in time, what's the hope that everybody has?
Well, obviously, if they find him, man, the greatest thing would be to find the girl first, just tell her where she is. That way it gives some peace to the family. And yeah, I don't want this to be a long, drawn-out thing. Try and find the guy immediately.
I hope they do find him. If he has any information that he can assist with the police, he needs to come forward so we can find her.
Northport, a lot of people don't know a lot about Northport, but people that live in Sarasota County, Charlotte County know, yeah. But how would you describe Northport on a normal day?
This area is peaceful. You get people coming out to the park all the time. You get Carlton Reserve here, the Macahatchee. It's a very peaceful, calm area. That's why we love it. We got horses. It's just a great place to live.
And then being back there, just how many trails are there? How big is the acreage? I know you don't have to give me the exact, but what's it like if you haven't been back there?
I don't know too much about this reserve. Jason would know a whole lot more than me. I've been back there once or twice, and it is large. The first time I was in there, I actually got lost. So.
Yeah. It goes way back. There's 3 walking trails right here, right close to our house, but the further you go, it goes into a Walton ranch, so there's thousands of acres. So depending on when he got out there, he could be way out.
So if a person wanted to get lost or not be found, that's a good place to do it here.
It's definitely a good place to do it. It's for miles.
Anything else, guys?
No, I don't have anything else.
No, thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys.
I saw him, they went for a walk in the neighborhood. That was about all I saw.
Okay, so you saw him, September, I'm sure you don't remember the day, right?
I want to say it was Thursday or Friday, before we knew Gabby was missing.
Okay, great. So what did you see?
They, as a family, the mom, dad, and him, came out to take a stroll in the neighborhood. That was really all.
You didn't think anything of it?
No, not at all.
Looked like a normal interaction.
Yeah, we'd seen them do that before, so it never seemed strange to us that they would go for a walk through the neighborhood. So.
And then Gabby, over the last 2 years, you used to see her all the time?
They actually hadn't been in the house for the last 2 years, the whole family. They didn't actually, there was somebody renting the house.
I read that, yeah.
And so, but once they moved in, we did see her occasionally.
Yeah.
Not very often. We saw Brian more so as they were working on the van, but we didn't see her terribly often, every now and then.
So you saw him working on the van. What was he doing?
Woodwork, putting up paneling or making a bench, it looked like, of some sort in the van. We didn't know that they were converting the van. We just knew that they were working on it. So.
And when you saw him come back, your initial reaction was he's back from his trip?
Yeah, because at that point, I didn't know that she formally lived here. I thought maybe she was visiting. So, because we just, they hadn't been here very long, so I didn't know if she was just a girlfriend visiting and that sort of thing.
What's your reaction to all this now? How are you? You guys have been the front row seat to this thing. How are you feeling?
It's very surreal. Very surreal in the sense that you just never expect to see or know somebody in your neighborhood that was either with somebody and had something terrible happen, or could have been, much less, actually the perpetrator of something terrible happening to somebody.
And the Laundries, how well do you know them, the parents?
Not very well, just to say hi on the street and that sort of deal. So that was usually about the extent of it.
Do you feel, look, you're a taxpayer of Florida, you're a taxpayer of the United States. There's a lot going on right now looking for him. Do you kind of wish that the parents were talking a little bit more or not? Do you think?
If they have knowledge, yes, I would love to say, please share more information. If they don't have knowledge, then, there's only so much they can do I think yes, it's crazy that they're going through this just for one person, but I really hope it's a fruitful search.
As a mother myself, I can't imagine.
It's very sickening. I want to say to the family, prayers go out to you guys.
Included in those prayers are hope that they will get justice. Police haven't used the word suspect in describing Laundrie, but they have also not said they're investigating anyone else in her death. Every day the search goes on is another day questions will persist about when justice might come for the young woman.
Hello, and good morning.
Who was trying to make a name for herself.
And that's all that we want answers. What happened to Gabby?
We live about 11 minutes away, and I just shared with my husband that I wanted to really come and just say a prayer for both families. I just feel like neither family wins in this situation. I feel terrible for the Petitos. I feel sorry for what the Laundrie family's going through, and just wanted to say a prayer that they would have the wisdom to do the right thing and bring this thing to an end.
Bob Prokopiak lives just a couple of blocks away and also came to see what's going on outside of the Laundrie family home today. He knows the area and doesn't believe Brian Laundrie could still even be alive in the vast Carlton Preserve where police are searching.
Something's not right because he carried a backpack out a week ago. Where's he getting his food? Where's he getting his water? To me, he don't look like that much of a survivalist.
Laundrie family attorney shared more details of Brian's parents' movements with us, saying they discovered a note on Brian's car in the preserve when they initially went to look for him on Wednesday. Then they left the car so he could drive back. When Brian did not come home Thursday morning, the parents say they went to retrieve his car.
The Laundrie home is actively being investigated, and as you can see here, crime scene tape still all over the area, as well as police and FBI, causing quite the disturbance for neighbors.
It's crazy. My reaction is just like, okay, what do I do now?
Terry Kiss lives on the same street as Brian Laundrie's parents. She says leaving her home recently has been challenging.
Trying to go to the store to get a gallon of milk or whatever, it's like, okay. Trying to get out, and the cops and everything like that, they're just very, you gotta go around the block, you can't go drive through, stuff like that.
Brian Laundrie went missing a week ago. Today, the FBI confirming the remains of his fiancée, Gabby Petito, were found in the woods of Wyoming. Today, the Laundrie home is actively being monitored by Northport police. Monday, FBI agents and police swarmed the house executing a search warrant, eventually removing the Ford Mustang belonging to Brian Laundrie, the same car found at the Carlton Reserve last week. Now that car is being held at the Northport police station.
It's pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Neighbor Gary Coble says being so close to the situation is emotional.
Just sad that it happened. And I hope it never happens again.
He has this message for Brian.
Turn yourself in. They're hunting. They'll find you.
The search for answers continues.
What happened? Like, why did they're all over social media and stuff like that. It's like posted all over the TV and stuff. It's just, what happened? Why were they fighting? What's going on, you know, basically.
And this is
driveway.
Yeah, well, I was doing some work in the front yard, and, you know, I noticed that they got a new camper for the back of the pickup, and I didn't think anything unusual. You know, they got a new camper, so they wanted to put their own touch inside of it. I saw them doing some work, and then when they prepared for their trip, I saw them loading the camper.
Now, you're talking about Brian and his parents after he returned home, is that correct? In a different camper?
Yes. The van is his. His father has a pickup truck, which they purchased a in-bed camper.
Like an attachment camper. And then you say that they packed up that camper, Brian and his mom and dad, and they went camping. Do you know that for sure?
We saw them. I saw them loading it up, and so I assumed they were preparing for, a camping trip with their new camper.
They were going for the weekend.
Yes.
So how long after he got back, alone in that white van? How long after that was this? When you saw them working on this other camper and getting ready to go away together?
Yeah, I can't remember, the dates.
Week and a half.
Yeah, probably week and a half. I agree with that.
So
yes.
did the police ever talk to you about what you saw, the parents and Brian working on this new camper and then leaving for a few days? Did they ask you about that?
I believe that we did give them that information.
We did tell them that they had gone on a camping trip for 3 days for the weekend. Did you think there was anything unusual about that?
Well, to me...
After we knew they were missing, after Gabby was missing, when they came to our house on Saturday night a week ago and told us they were working a missing persons case.
Also, which struck me as odd, as I spoke to my wife about, is that the parents going on a trip, I can see that, but taking their 23-year-old son in a small camper that's on the back of the truck struck us as odd.
It was a normal day. Mother and son took a bike ride together around the neighborhood. He helped his father do some repairs in the garage. And cut the grass. Yeah, he mowed the grass one day, just like nothing was